Welcome back once again, guys. Stone World here, back with UFC 330 picks, back in Philadelphia for Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. Guys, to start off the card here, we have Miktabek Orlobai versus Jeremiah Wells. Guys, Miktabek's just gonna put a pay stiff here. I know Jeremiah's like almost 40. Guy can still move and everything, but Miktabek, as we can see, his face was just carved for confrontations. Even if he gets counterpunched, he's still, that chin's still there. When you use your chin a lot, it may go away, but he's not at that point yet. And I think he's like more than 10 years. Jeremiah's younger, and we know that he puts a pace on everybody, and he doesn't stop, and he throws. He knows when to take the moment and run off with it. Jeremiah does like that too, but he's a bit more of like a cautious fighter. Step off, observe, see if he can drop him on the outside to create that moment instead of waiting in and then moving directly for it. I'm going with Miktabek Orlobai. If he is going to finish him, it's going to be in the second round. I'm going to decision for Miktabek Orlobai. For the first bout on the main card for my picks, it's Edson Barbosa versus Esteban Rijovics. Edson Barbosa, I think his main path to victory here is the kick, staying at range, just hands to feet, hands to feet. I think that's going to be the number one thing for him to remember is just hands and then feet. Because Esteban is going to want to run up in there. He's going to want to 1-2 step off, go, and then see if he can change levels or do something just to get in Edson's face, and then he's going to blast on him because I know that's where he perceives that he's good, and that's where I think he's going to be able to do the most in this fight is by getting there and making sure Edson can't get back to his base or can circle out either side. I'm going Esteban here, decision. He could potentially finish him, but I think that Esteban is more likely to go and win a decision in this match. But if there is a finish, I think it's most likely to go to Edson Barbosa, actually. I think that at range, if Esteban just dedicates to biting down too hard, and Esteban has been keeping him at range properly, then if he goes hands and then feet and Esteban swinging hard and coming forward, he might not put the hands up in time to block the kick. He might take the kick, he might block and still get shin or foot on the back of the head, and then Edson has that chance to go and swarm him. So I'm going with Esteban on this one, guys. After that is good old Mansour Malik, as we call him on the street, versus Mr. Stoltz. Mr. Stoltz to me has not really inflamed my heart with passion. He moves kind of plotty and slow, and kind of like he's like pivoting between points, like you have like a protractor and you slide it and then close it and slide it and close it. I feel like that's how he moves. As we know, fucking Mr. Malik is huge for this division. He's going to be coming in with a lot of speed and power. He knows when to wait, and then he's going to thunder out. I just want to see how the German is going to be taking these hits and blocking these hits. Like, that's going to be the main question here, because I think there's absolutely no doubt that Mansour is going to absolutely push the pace. And really, it is up to see if the German can wrestle. Really, I don't see the power here. I think the number one path to victory for Stoltz might be the same as Edson Barbosa, hands to feet. But even then, I think Malik, I think he'll have his hands up, or I think he might not catch, but he might just be throwing with his hands out like this, like happened to, like the kick lands like on his shoulder or whatever, or on his arms, and then he's just gonna like come into you, and then you're gonna have to deal with his close combat or his wrestling. I'm gonna go with Mansour to finish this one. I'm gonna go first round finish on this one. I'm thinking second, but I think first round finish is definitely capable here. After that is next is Charles Johnson and Jose Ochoa. Okay, guys. I'm actually gonna go with Charles here. I think he has a lot of big like experience diff on Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa looks great, but Charles is going to be frame mogging him a bit here, and he's crafty. Like the problem with him is that he's willing to do random shit. He has a big toolbox and he's experienced, so he's more likely to be able to get these like schemes running or just think on the fly in the match. He's had more chances to just adjust and clear his mind. So I'm seeing a wall being put in front of Jose Ochoa. So I'm gonna go with Charles. Charles for a decision here. But if there's going to be a finish, I think it's going to be coming from the grappling from Charles. I think there might be a weird exchange where Jose's really trying to get up on him. They kind of clash, and we'll see what Charles's jiu-jitsu is like. Okay, speaking of jiu-jitsu, next on the card, Mackenzie Dern, Jillian Roberts. Guys, Mackenzie Dern, of course, big name in the sport. Recently captured her first world title, UFC undisputed title, last year. She is like one of the three people in the UFC who have won both an undisputed title and an ADCC gold medal. I think the other ones are Fabricio Verdum and Rico Rodriguez. And that is just absolutely insane. And then I think like Mark Kerr, if you count like undisputed UFC titles as before there were UFC titles, there were just tournaments under the UFC. He won, I think it was 14 and 15. He won two different UFC tournaments, and he won two different like gold medals in Abu Dhabi. So he's like a special like counts if you're in the know or counts if you're really a bleeding heart. Mark Kerr will say that it counts. But yeah, big accolades for Mackenzie Dern. Nobody's going to doubt that her game plan here is going to be looking hands, and then if the hands don't put you down, she's going to try and grapple and set up some sort of submission on you. Jillian Roberts is another grappler, Canadian. I think from Niagara Falls, but she's been basically living up in Florida. So like every other Canadian, just like flying as soon as you have the chance or you have the ability to. Granted, I think she was pretty young, but her parents already got the message, you know. Especially Florida. If you know anything about the Canada-Florida connection, bro, it's like everybody over a certain age, like if they don't have a favorite Caribbean island or a villa in, I don't know, Europe or something, then they're going to Florida. Yeah, Florida or like Virginia, but mostly Florida. Everybody out here is like going to any block in Canada, and there'll be like a bunch of like Florida homeowners on any given block in Canada. But anyways, yeah. So Jillian presents a grappling problem as well. But hers is more wrestling oriented. Mackenzie Dern has had a lot of experience just jujitsu, just more in like single arts in general, for everything that she's done. And she's been able to develop her grappling to a high level for grappling rule sets. But Jillian is coming in as somebody who has always played and favored the more UFC dominant American freestyle blended with the cage wrestling. And then I know that she does have jiu-jitsu background. Like at this level, she's probably had exposure to like basically every technique. Like she's probably been exposed to multiple high level athletes, people who have gone to Abu Dhabi and whatnot. So she's plenty exposed to the modern paradigm. The thing is that she doesn't even really need to learn too much because she's even though she's facing one of the rare examples of a high level grappler and a high level combat athlete, um, her style, her preferences in grappling alone equalize the playing field with Mackenzie Dern. We'll see if Jillian can impose a heavy game. It looks like Jillian's might be just striking just to grapple, strike, and then shoot from the strike. I imagine both these girls will be testing each other on the feet, but like the question is when are they going to get to the grappling? If this ends in a finish, just hands, that will be I will be watching that with bated breath. This one, I'm just seeing who's going to initiate the grappling, who's going to control the grappling. For this one, that's where my little microcosm of enjoyment is going to come from. If it never goes there, then like this fight is like taking the third rail and it's become absolutely like anomalous, and I will enjoy it all the same. Who I'm going for here? I'm going with this one's hard because I find it really hard to bet against Mackenzie Dern. But I also want to go, oh, but like wrestling and a bit of a frame mog from Jillian. It's like, dude, fuck. No, Mackenzie's the champ. It's just different. Like, I'm just betting on the fact that, like, when she's captured this belt, she's truly become ascended and grateful. And now she just wants to stride. Now she knows, like, the value of being, like, up on the tippy top. And knowing that she is one of the best in the world, right? Like, she was already a one percenter. Now it's like currently reigning. Plus, look at my accolades. I mean, I'm gonna go Mackenzie Dern in a decision here. For our next fight, the main event of the evening, we have Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. I know it's all over the internet right now. Everybody's talking about it, but everybody's talking about the former height and frame mog that Ian Garry was going to put on Islam Makhachev. This fight has really, like, people have been thinking about it, and even me to a certain extent have been thinking about it. Like, man, Islam, man, he's like what, like 5'9", 5'10", maybe, and Ian Garry's like 6'3". He could be in a higher weight division. Like, this guy's got traits, and it's always like that against Islam, right? It's always like, oh, this guy's got traits or whatever. Or he has something that like Islam hasn't seen, and yet Islam has gone through and had the performance and the career that he's had. Um, but even I was thinking, I was like, man, yeah, these traits just gonna be annoying for Islam, right? Like maybe more things could go wrong. But as you guys have probably seen at this point, in Philly, they're by the Rocky Steps and the Rocky statue. They do the face off. Granted, they have shoes on, but they're probably both their soles are probably equalized decently, right? It'll definitely look different when they're barefoot. Um, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a hype monk here from Ian Garry, man. These guys look like everybody was like, oh, say less. He's not just towering over him. Okay, Islam's going to get him. Like, he's going to do the glove grab, like, judo trip on you, bro. I feel like he's going to be able to condense him, man. This fight is reminding me of Shavkat because I'm just thinking, man, like, people forget, man, about Shavkat, but man, shout out to Shavkat's father. I mean, he just passed away, so hopefully everything's going well in the Rachmanov camp. This division is surely missing Shavkat because he's a guy that I was super big on. I'm still big. I can't wait until Shavkat comes back. But anyways, to the men of the night, I think Islam's going to be able to impose that game on him. The hype modeling's not looking good for him. I'm saying second round. Second round. Damn, he might be able to get a good submission. I think Ian Garry's open enough for a submission. This could easily go to decision if Ian Garry just feels strong and can lock Islam down and just plays this like half guard, like squirm and not get moshed up ting. Ian Garry should definitely play on the outside, and I would not. I would be looking for hands. I would keep my feet planted because I don't want to give Islam a chance to have an advantage on me in a wrestling scramble because I might pay for it the rest of the round or with the whole fight. Hands, knees, hands and knees, head, shoulders, knees, toes. Um, Hands and occasional knees. Fake the leg kick, never throw it. Knee when you're reading, when you feel like you've read it super fucking hard. Just try not to like show it too much. And then just hands. Islam space, come in once you can start to barrel roll on him. Just do that. I mean, you guys know Islam. He's gonna exchange, walk around, circle around. He's gonna throw jabs, and then he's gonna look for some point where his opponent oversteps and he can get step offside, and he's gonna make contact with his opponent. And from there, it's just like, it's a guide to smash. How many fucking? It's been like 10 years since Habib dropped a guide on how to smash. And then they decided not to leak any more secrets from the compound. Islam once again retains. So, once again, guys, like and subscribe. We're gonna keep coming back with the content covering the UFC. Um, if you guys think that Ian Garry is absolutely gonna slime Islam, um, you know, put that in the comments if you think that's gonna happen. Personally, I think that Ian Gary's grappling is so good that he can have his wife finished without even touching her. Personally, that just couldn't be me. I just could never attain that level of mastery. But I'll try my best. Um, Shoot the box family and whatnot. All respect to both camps. Like everybody knows, it's just jocking, and it's just business at the end of the day. And I think that both parties are going to handle business properly, and Islam's going to retain that belt. He's going to go back to Dagestan and work on the next camp, unless the worst possible timeline comes about and we get Ian Gary's rise to supremacy off of Islam Makhachev. And that would just that would probably be one of the biggest signals of the end times, I'd say.